Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Ryan. Welcome to my channel, Fin Reaper Outdoors. In this video, I am going to basically give you all some tips on how to park your boat for the pulling up to a dock or another boat. There's a big misconception with boats. We all drive cars every day, all day, and we try to drive a boat the same way we drive a car. There's a lot of differences, obviously, and I'm going to kind of explain some of those, and hopefully some of those tips will make it a little bit easier next time you guys are out on the water. Most specifically with cars, I guess the best way to describe kind of an analogy between boats and cars. Imagine if you were driving a car and you had your foot on the gas all the time. And that's kind of how it is in a boat. Boats have no brakes. It's either in forward, neutral, or reverse. So that's the only options you have. So to regulate the speed, most people are great at driving a boat when you're out going, but it's at idle speed where people have problems. And because that main problem is because people don't know how to regulate their speed at idle. You think, okay, well, idle, you're not going very fast, but still, there's times where you're going too fast at idle speed, like when you're pulling up to a dock or something, you need to slow down. And the only way to slow down is to put it in reverse. People will then put it in reverse, and it, you know, kind of in a panic, and it just becomes kind of an S show. So the best thing I can kind of say going forward is the way to regulate your speed is putting it in neutral. When you're pulling up to something, a lot of times, especially if you're kind of a inexperienced boat operator, you're going to be putting the boat's going to be in neutral the majority of the time. Like when I'm putting the boat on the trailer, the boat's in neutral the majority of the time. I'm just bumping it into gear just to get a little bit of propulsion. So you're going to see when I'm pulling up to these docks, I'm just going to barely bump it into gear, then I'm back into neutral. With an outboard, you can still, or an IO or anything like that, as long as it's not a jet ski or something, you can still steer a little bit when the boat's in neutral because your motor's acting as a rudder. If you're in a jet ski or jet boat, you have to have that boat in gear in order to be steering. So anyway, let's get after it and let's see if we can help you out next time you're out on the water. All right, we're going to pull up to this dock here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in. The best way to describe it is kind of a 45-degree angle. It's going to look like I'm going to just crash right into the dock. What I'm going to do, once I get, I don't know, maybe 5-10 yards from the dock, it looks like I'm on a dead collision with it. I'm going to put the boat in neutral, immediately turn the boat or the wheel all the way to the right and put it in reverse, and that'll cause the back of the boat to go right in. So hang on, and here we go. We talked about we're coming in at a 45 or so, and I guess one thing I didn't say, we're gonna at the last minute before we're gonna kind of whip it this way, then we kind of come in reverse. And I'll bring our back end right around. It up, and now we're at the dock. We talked about we're coming in on a 45 or so, and I guess one thing I didn't say, we're gonna at the last minute before we're gonna kind of whip it this way, then we kind of come in reverse, and that'll bring our back end right around, straighten it up, and now we're at the dock. Ollie, here, come on, hang on. So to come in, it's going to look like I'm just going to crash right into it. I'm coming in, I don't know, a 45-degree angle. And it's important to put the boat in neutral. If I don't put it in neutral right here, when I make this turn in reverse, it's going to kind of screw up my the direction I'm heading. So there we go. And now we just float right into the dock. So basically you have the steering wheel all the way to one side to come in, and when you're in forward, then you're putting the boat in neutral to turn the wheel all the way to the other direction to put it in reverse. So basically you're bringing your front end in while you're in forward. Once you stop, put it in neutral, and start to spin the motor all the way to the other direction, now your prop is pulling the back of the boat in towards the dock. So let's try that again. I'm going to come in, it's going to look like I'm just going to crash right into it. I'm coming in, I don't know, a 45-degree angle. And it's important to put the boat in neutral. If I don't put it in neutral right here, when I make this turn in reverse, going to kind of screw up my the direction I'm heading. So there we go. And now we just float right into the dock. Let's try it one more time. So here we go. I'm gonna shift over to reverse. I came in a little hot that time, but it's all right. Here we do one more. So, all right, here we go. We're coming into the dock. 45-degree angle. Then we kind of, I don't know, maybe sharpen it down to 30-degree angle. And one thing I haven't shown you guys is when I get about right here, I'm turning the boat all the way back the other side while my boat's in neutral. Then I pop it into gear, and that straightens the boat up, I guess is the best way to put it. So most of the time you're going to have three kind of major maneuvers. You're going to have, you're coming in at that 45-degree angle. You are going to put it in neutral, turn the motor all the way to the other direction, which would make the motor be facing away from the dock, I guess is the best way to put it. And then you put it into reverse. That brings the that pulls the boat, the back of the boat, towards the dock. So let's try it one more time. Here we go. We're coming in the dock. 45-degree angle. Then we kind of, I don't know, maybe sharpen it down to 30-degree angle. And one thing I haven't shown you guys is when I get about right here, I'm turning the boat all the way back the other side while my boat's in neutral. Then I pop it into gear, and that straightens the boat up, I guess is the best way to put it. So let's go in the other way. I'll show you kind of coming in from the other side. It's the exact same principles. So you're going to come in. Next time you guys are out, just play around with your boat in reverse, because reverse is how you actually drive a boat at idle speed. That's your, you know, I can make a boat basically just sit there and spin on an axis. Also, I think I can drive one sideways if I put it in between reverse and neutral enough. I know you're hot, Ollie. Hang on. We'll get you up there in a minute. My dog wanted to come along because heaven forbid he stay home with anything I do, so he's just gonna have to tough it out for a minute being hot. Alright, so we're coming into this dock. I'm at kind of just the way the boat is right now. I'm at a horrible angle. I'm just way too, I am much less of a 45, but if I was coming in here, this one's going to be kind of easy because I'm at that speed. Looks like I'm going to just crash into it. I'm going to put it in reverse, bump it up, and we're right into the dock. So this one's going to be kind of easy because I'm at that speed. Looks like I'm going to just crash into it. I'm going to put it in reverse, bump it up, and we're right into the dock. So that is how you dock a boat 101. Hopefully that helps. Like I said, the biggest problem people have is they a lot of times they'll be coming in too fast. Use neutral. Only put it in. I put it into, or I leave it in gear almost all the time just because I've done it thousands of times. So, but if you're coming in to a dock, go as slow as possible. So just bump it into gear, just so you can steer a little bit better. But other than that, that should help you. Like I said, reverse is the key to everything. And you'll actually have to, if you're pulling into a dock that has like a gas dock that's got deck hands on it, you'll usually have to tell them not to touch the front of the boat, because what they're going to do is they're going to reach out and grab the front of that boat as it gets close to the dock before you put it into reverse to bring your back end around, and it's going to completely screw you up. So I always just say, hey, don't worry, I got it. And then you pull in, put it in reverse, your back end comes around, and then bam, you're perfect right where you need to be. All right, guys. Well, I hope this video helps you guys kind of understand a little bit more about how to operate a boat and make you a little more confident. A guy was teaching me how to drive a boat back for one of my previous jobs where I drove a boat every day for a living. It was kind of a saying that anybody can operate a boat, but very few people can actually drive one. And you really tell who can drive a boat at idle speed. That's what makes a difference. Anybody can pretty much drive going down the lake, but at idle speed is where basically you show how good you are at driving a boat. So just mainly remember that neutral is key. We're never going to drive down the road in our car with our foot on the gas all the time. So that's the same way it is in a boat. If you're trying to do some type of maneuver going into a dock, putting the boat on the trailer, whatever it may be, you want that boat probably neutral more than you do in actual gear. Just using the gears when you need to steer is what I always try to say. So anyway, I hope that this video helps, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe, because I'll be putting out more hunting, fishing, and boating videos in the future. Thanks, be safe.